What's up and welcome back to the biggest grid. I hope you're all doing great. And here we are looking at this marvelous thing right here. And oh my god, is it big. I've been working quite a lot on it and just look at this. It's super crazy. It's insane. Having a look here, we're sitting at 463,000 population. So I've been working quite a lot on it, and I have a few things I want to show you guys. We have a few issues, and I don't really know what's gonna be the next step, but let's just get going and we'll see what has happened since the last episode. I think the last episode we had like 40,000 people living here or something, so there's a lot of shit that has been going on. First of all, I want to show you guys city statistics and show you guys just the population changes. We started out with 0, of course. People then started moving in, we started to zone, and it was kinda slow. We zoned the entire thing at once and it didn't really pop off the way it's supposed to do. Nothing really happened. It kind of, I don't know if you call it stagnate, but nothing really happened. It kind of stabilized around 45,000 or so, and nothing really happened. I had the game running for an entire night and nothing pretty much happened. So I jumped in here and I took the zoning tool and I de-zoned most of the residential area. Then I zoned a small little line of residential area to let it grow by itself, just a little bit at a time. And that is what you can see here. I de-zoned and then I re-zoned just a small area and the entire population just boomed straight up. Look at this here. We shot up straight to 100,000 citizens living here, and I had a game running during the day. I was at work and it did this. I came home here somewhere and I zoned another piece of area, just extended that piece a little bit, and boom, it went off again, stretching all the way up here to 350,000 population. Now, this is where I encountered a new problem. We reached a limit where people didn't want to move in because they needed more offices. We didn't have room for more offices because we already had all offices zoned. And as you can see here now, we have so many offices, it's crazy. So what we had to do was basically that we had to de-zone some commercial zoning and rezone it with some offices, and that helped quite a bit. That has brought us a lot more people in, and so we continued our journey here and we boomed a little bit more, all the way up to where we are now, 463,000. Jesus Christ, every time I try and say that word, it doesn't work. So here we are, and for some reason the city doesn't like commercial zoning. I don't know exactly why. And this is what it's looking like now. We have some dead people here. Maybe it's a death wave incoming. Haven't checked how the death rate is. It's going up and down. We might have a big death wave incoming, but we'll see. We will for sure find out. So I have a few things that we need to figure out. First of all, we need to figure out how much commercial zoning we really need, because looking at this, we don't really need too much. Or it's because they can't really get any goods, because the game is kind of having, the game is not really enjoying this much of a city. We have reached the maximum amount of zone blocks. We did that in the beginning. Buildings are getting up there, net lanes, net nodes, they're quite far away. And we're getting up there with the vehicles as well. Citizens, totally fine. Citizen units, totally fine. Instances, we're halfway there. So it looks fine on the statistics, but I can tell that the game is not really behaving properly. The planes don't really land, and there's cars, like we try to import a lot, but it doesn't really work out. We're gonna play around more with it, see if we can get some more import here. But there is also one thing that you guys might have already figured out that we need to fix here. And that is, of course, the offices. As you can see here, most of the offices here on the map is kind of brown. Also, I want to try this here. What happens if I do more of a sunset kind of deal? That looks pretty nice. I like that. That is a better color. Look at this. It's beautiful. I've upped the quality on my recordings. Hopefully you guys can see that. Graphics should be all maxed out and anti-aliasing enabled. And we're recording upscaling to 4K, adding some features and stuff. Hopefully it just looks better. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit of difference if you check that 4K box while watching. Anywho, what I was talking about is that our offices are not fully upgraded. Yeah, we need to figure that out, why they're not fully upgraded. Could be, you see, we have kind of a gap in file stations, even though we have kind of good coverage of the whole file safety thing. Police stations, we don't have too many of them. And looking at hospitals, we don't have any because we have these monuments. So we might even still need to pop out some hospitals, and maybe even we can remove this monument because you know what? I don't really like to have too many monuments. I don't really like to have too many mods because I kind of want to play the game as it is and then just figure my way out how we can make this happen without modifying the game, because I feel like that's cheating a little bit. I've been getting some great tips and tricks from you guys. We got a lot of guys. We got George Onizi, I don't know how you pronounce that. Get Demand Master, and I've checked Demand Master out. It basically lets you modify the demands of the city in order to make more people like move in. But I feel like that's cheating. Then we could just like zone more residential and just force people into the city. I do not like that. I want the city to grow normally, like what is it called? Organically? Is that what you call it? I want a organically grown big grid city. However much sense that doesn't make, that's still how I wanna do it. Okay, I think I have to go back one video maybe and see. I got a great comment here. Dimitro, hopefully that's how you pronounce your name. Litovchenko, I'm sorry about the names, I'm so bad. If you open Traffic Manager President Edition options and go to Maintenance tab, there is a button, remove all existing traffic lights. Okay, that's a big deal. If we look here, we should probably have over 10,000 traffic lights. That is pretty insane. Remove all existing traffic lights. Are you sure you want to remove all existing traffic lights? Oh, we're sure. We are sure. Did it work? Was it that easy? Oh, it worked. Oh, wow, it didn't even lag or anything. That is crazy. Okay, let's unpause, and the game is running. Planes are flying. You guys also want to see what it's like to run a city like this? Of course, I'm gonna share the game file later on, but I'm having some issues with my my Steam saving thing. I get some errors when I try to save the game, but I'm gonna figure it out later on so we can all download this map and play around with it. Let's have a look at these trucks here. We're running the game at 1x speed, and to be honest, it doesn't look that bad. So let's enable 3x speed. And pretty much nothing happens. 1x speed, 3x speed. Yeah, my PC can't keep up, that's for sure. But then again, this is kind of a pretty extreme example, but it's fun, it's fun. So we shall see here, how can we improve land value? We could add stuff like saunas. We could actually add that, like, we have a very long like border along here that we can use for like features and services and improving land value. So I'm actually gonna try that. We're gonna go all the way around here with saunas and just see if we get some buildings to upgrade. Right now, oh, we have a little bit. We might just be on the edge of upgrading there. That's great. I wonder what it would be like to build a city like this without infinite money. I guess you could just really start with a small scale grid. Start with a small grid and then you scale up as you go. That would probably work really well, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know how many saunas you want in a city. This is pretty many. We do also have 500,000 people living here. Well, that doesn't fit. I think we can remove this little barrier here now. I don't think we need it. All right, guys, I have more things to share that's been happening while I've been letting the city grow. Of course, I had to add more sewage outlets, or whatever you call them, eco water treatment plant, eco water outlet. And I've been adding more water pumps as well as raising the sea level, because we were sucking the ocean dry from water. These are some thirsty people for sure. Now I know crematoriums are quite expensive, but I can see that it's not properly covered everywhere. So I think we're gonna go with crematoriums all the way around here as well. Oh, we have a lot of upgrades. That is great. I still think it's weird that we don't have so many commercial buildings, but it might just be the coverage of goods. I'm gonna remove the airports here all the way around. Oh my god, we do have a lot of trucks going in here from the airports. Only from one airport it seems. We're gonna remove all of these. It's gonna make some people sad, some people happy. I think I'm really gonna go with the cargo train terminals instead, and we're gonna run some train lines. This here looks like it's actually working really well. I do, however, don't think it's too good for the city, because look at that noise pollution. Nobody likes that. So we're gonna remove that bad boy, and we're gonna cover the entire thing with cargo train terminals instead. So let's see here, maybe we can have 3 cargo train terminals per side. So if we start with, oh, okay, we're gonna clean up firstly. So let's clean up the train track all the way here. Okay, so now we have all 3 cargo train terminals connected up to this here. We can either combine it into one track going out to the outside here and see how that behaves, and see if we need maybe a second track later on. But for now, I'm gonna connect it up to this track here. We have our connection. We have buildings upgrading, so that is pretty sweet. And all we really gotta do now is just connect this side up here as well. So I think we're gonna either we go all the way around here and down, that could actually be a way. Or we go, oh right, we gotta remove this bad boy as well. We don't want that. Or we could go here, but then it's gonna be in the way for so much other. I think we gotta go all the way around. As crazy as it sounds. Right, I've been getting some more tips and tricks from you guys as well in the comments. There are some mods that will like balance out. I don't know if we have it here actually. It might not be in this list. It might be outside of the save game, so to say. But basically what I'm trying to say is that mod kind of balances the amount of people living in each building. Because right now it's pretty crazy. Look at this building here. Like in real life, if this is like 4 to 6 apartments per floor and like 20 floors, then you could probably have like hundreds of people living in one of these. And we have 20 people, maximum 25, like hello? That's crazy, that's nonsense. It is now all connected. I guess you could push this into the side here to make it a little bit more clean. But for now, I'm happy that we have everything up and running. The office buildings are upgrading. I'm gonna look, because I remember doing something here to the budget. Yeah, look at this here. All the services are pretty much maxed out, which is pretty crazy that we're still making so much money. I'm thinking what would happen if we take an area like this here. This is very poorly upgraded. What would make it upgrade? Like one of this here in the middle, like a hospital. So we're gonna try a hospital here. Will it make anything upgrade? It might take a little while for it to react. It doesn't seem like it. No, the hospital... Well, of course we have hospital cars or whatever. Ambulance is rolling out. Hospital, Jesus Christ, my brain. It might be because they're looking for more people to live in the city. Now when I look at it, we can see the demand bar like rising, that's what you call it, for residential zoning. But this didn't really do it. No. Fire safety, maybe. Maybe it needs more than one thing. A school? No, this takes a lot of space, so I don't really like it. Still no upgrades. If you combine a school and a fire... Oh, wait! Is that from me? Wait, has the game glitched? Are they upgrading without notifying? Well, this is really interesting. Oh, also, we gotta check one more thing here. If we go into... we have office specialization. Requires 50% less workers. Well, that's no good because we want the maximum amount of workers in one place here. Let's have a look at the trains coming in and out. As we can see right now, we have 0 trains coming in right now, which is kind of awkward, so that's not good. Well, we're gonna do a little test here in this corner down here. We're gonna take hospitals, one here, one here. That has a great coverage. Fire stations we do have. Police stations we don't have too many here. So we're gonna add another police station here. We're gonna do that over here as well because we might as well need it. Parks, we're gonna add some extra parks here. I got some tips from the bouncing castle thing. It also has a great coverage. And it seems, yeah, it seems to take the same amount of space as that one. I heard something about a dog park that was also very good. Oh yeah, does it have, it has bigger than that one. Like out to that, 1 second, I'm gonna check the coverage. Okay, it seems to be the same coverage as the small playground, just that the small playground is a little bit cheaper. So I'm gonna spam that down here, 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 and here. And okay, we have this, we have fire stations, we have the healthcare. What happens if we like place down a school here? Here, here, here. One of these bad boys over here. One more smaller school, why not? And oh my god, we have a bunch of buildings upgrading. So we can see that it is kind of the monuments messing it up. I can see that now. I can see that now because they add the overall land value, but they don't really add the close by services or whatever. So I can see these buildings, they are upgrading now, which means that we're probably gonna have a rise in residential zoning, the demand for it, that is. 27 workers, and that one hosts 18 workers, so we're gonna get, what is that, like from 20 to 30, that's a 50% increase in capacity. That is actually huge when you think about it. These buildings are not maxed out, so we can get more people in here. But we might even be able to add some more residential zoning. I think if we go over here and we remove a piece of zoning here. That's actually quite a big piece, but I want to do that. This is gonna mess up so much. And then we increase the land value all the way around here and see if we can get more offices to upgrade. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna grab this small little school. And we're gonna go with a small distance between here. And just spam them in, because they're cheap. Look at this, 160 a week is pretty cheap. And I know how I pronounce cheap. I've had this discussion with my editor a bunch of times, Jesus Christ. I say cheap and Jesus Christ, damn. I'm not gonna bring up this discussion now. have that some other day. We're gonna make them, let's see how much okay, we have plenty of capacity, so we can actually remove a few of these. Okay, so now we have elementary schools all around the city, adding land value. So let's grab some high schools as well. We don't need as many of them. We have sort of covered everything around the city here, and these here are still not upgrading, so it might be that they want some hospitals actually. So we're gonna place that down as well. As we can see now, we're starting to get a little bit poor, but I think that is mostly due to the fact that we removed and dezoned all of this here, so we're probably gonna bounce back a little bit. We have hospitals all the way around here now, looking pretty good. Fire stations, I think the fire station coverage is good. Maybe if we plop down one more in here, where it looks a little bit like it's not as good. Yeah, I'll do one more here as well. And one here. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. Police stations, we don't have so many of them actually. Looking at crematoriums, I think it just takes a lot of time for cars to get in here. That's why it's taking so much time to pick up the dead bodies. Coverage here is also not the best, but I do think that all the residential buildings are maxed out in level. Yeah, they are, so it doesn't really matter. We do have more offices upgrading, but I do think this is gonna take so much time because the game is running so damn slow. I think it's almost time for another. Oh my god, look at this. And now no, okay, we have one more. I saw just a bunch of buildings upgrading, which is nice. Yeah, I think they're gonna upgrade. I just think it's gonna take quite a bit of time. So I think it's time for me to let the game run overnight again. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, or maybe in 2 days, when I've worked a little bit more on this. Hopefully I've gone through everything that I've changed with the city. We have added more services, and we've kind of played around with that. These do actually need more than you think in order to upgrade properly. I think we're gonna have a look at more of the city planning later on and see what we can do. And maybe even have a look at some city balancing mods. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. As always, big thanks for watching. Hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.